Mike Berensky and Lisa. Hi, Lisa.
Hi.
Okay, I think we're on camera. I just wanted to get that story. You were just telling me about a guy named Cojack, and we were just talking about money and how much money they carried. And said my dad had a pocket of money.
There was a guy who came to town. He would go off for large sums of money. His name was Cojack. I think he got most of his money from ill game activities. He was known to be a drug trafficker. But he was down about $30,000, and the guy who was with him, his accomplice, came and said, well, we got to go get some more money. And Cojack said, well, it's in the truck. He said, well, give me the keys. I said, it's not locked. So he goes out to the truck and comes back in with a Crown Royal sack full of money. I thought, my God, all that cash is just in that truck unlocked. I just didn't care, you know. I just didn't think anybody would steal from it.
And so you were saying you walked my dad out a few times with pocketfuls of money too.
I used to be concerned. Your dad used to carry large sums of money, and some of the places had some dark parking lots, plenty of places for people to hide. And he was very smart about it. He wouldn't go out there by himself. He would make sure somebody escorted him to his car just to make sure there was no shenanigans going on. But he used to carry a knot, and people knew it. And he banked on that because people would try to make games with him and, you know, come get some. He was very smart about negotiating and keeping his share of the cash.
How you met my dad?
Well, I was reading a pool billiard article, and it was talking about this gambler, and I'd read about him before, but it was just going on and on about his exploits, the places he had been, the people he had played and mixed it up with. And at the end of the article, it said that he lived in Myrtle Beach, South Carolina. I thought, well, good God, that's just around the corner. So I called information and got his number, and sure enough, they had a listing, and I called, and he wasn't home. So I left a message, and I thought, well, he'll never call me. He don't know me from anybody. But about 2 weeks later, he rang me up on the phone and said, Mike Berensky, this is Bill State. How are you? I said, well, good. We started talking, and we talked on the phone for a long time. We knew of a lot of the same people. He knew them, I just knew of them. And I had asked him if he would be willing to take me on, show me some things and give me some lessons. And I was trying to figure out how much he would charge me. He said he wouldn't charge me a thing. I said, well, great. When could I come up? And he said, well, he had to take his loving wife Nora to a doctor's appointment here in Mount Pleasant, down here in Charleston, and said he would meet me somewhere. So we met at Player's Place, and it was like we had known each other for a while. It really was. We really got along good. We shared a common interest, and we played for a long time. And he showed me some fundamentals. And, that was something about him. He always fundamentals. You always had to work on your fundamentals because you had to be consistent. You had to have a good foundation to play good. So we played for a while, and then we started talking about some more lessons, and I ended up getting invited to his house, and we continued on, and just became real good friends. I really benefited from the relationship. I learned a lot, and I found a really good friend.
He's about 70, you said, when you met him, you think?
Yeah, right at 70. I think he had just turned
2000 or so.
Right. That's exactly right. And ended up getting to meet your mom that way too, and I'm really thankful for that. My wife and I both really enjoy our little luncheons with her and getting to talk over everything from politics to how your father and her met, and life and times with you, the children, things y'all were going through, how the grandkids are doing when they come for visiting over the holidays. Her eyes really light up when she talks about you. Y'all are really lucky to have a good mom.
Yeah, they are, for sure. Tell me about watching Dad play.
I only got to see him in action twice. One was just playing Amos and Andy. The other time he was actually playing one pocket, something he was really fond of and really had a lot of knowledge about. These young guys had thought they had him trapped. It was in Myrtle Beach. I cannot remember the name of the place, but he was they were giving him they were spotting him several things. He was he was getting the break, and I think I want to say it was 6 to 8, playing one pocket, and they really thought they had him trapped. These guys could play really good, but they didn't know all the moves, and he beat them just on knowledge alone. He couldn't make all the hard shots he used to make at one time, but he was able to outmaneuver them, and then he just outplayed them. I mean, the guy, when he could see daylight, he would fire it in the hole. It wasn't no problem, but he just wouldn't let him see it too often. And it was really interesting to see, and it gave me a glimpse of the kind of player that he was in his heyday, because that knowledge coupled with being able, having that shooting ability, would be pretty tough to stop. But he taught me a lot of things just watching. But like I said before, he was big on fundamentals. You had to do things right to have any chance of winning.
So is one pocket your game too?
No. I play at it, but nowhere near your speed. It's hard. People don't play it that much anymore, especially down in Charleston. It's starting to come back some, though. It really is. Here in Kentucky, it's played a lot. People bank like crazy in Kentucky. It's the bank capital of the world. And this guy's probably one of the better bankers. But no, it was really interesting. I wish I could have been able to see him play a lot more like that. That was really good. It's a board game they put on the end of the table, and people, they try to achieve certain numbers. Some people think there's no skill involved, but there's a lot of people who win at it pretty steadily, so I would think that it is some skill involved. But a lot of money's bet on that. Some people call it Amos and Andy. The boards are very similar, but a little bit different. But they're basically trying to, make certain numbers down there on the end of the table. Kind of like bingo almost.
Right. My dad would call it roller ball.
Yeah. Sometimes people wouldn't shoot. They would just toss it down.
Yeah, he enjoyed that.
Roll ball. That's right, he did call it that.
Yeah, that's what he taught it to us kids as.
Yeah, he had a board, didn't he?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, it got lost in Hurricane Katrina. Oh, yeah, crazy, huh?
Willie Betmore or Minnie Moore.
Really?
Yeah.
Wow.
They just use all kinds of crazy aliases. Either they were running from the law or somebody.
The gangsters, yeah.
Just didn't want anybody to know what was going on with them. Especially if they cashed in at a tournament.
Right. So you were just saying people made up names to play in some of the tournaments, aliases.
I never thought about it until some of them are just laughable, though. Like Willie Betmore or crazy names like that.
I met a guy here, he doesn't have a social security number. He's decided not to get one because he's never had a job, and will never get one. So he's like, I'm under the radar now. Before they got computers, so I'm going to stay under the radar.
I would think that's not all that uncommon.
I think that's incredible.
Yeah, but I think pool players, as a rule, are a pretty suspicious lot.
And how do you fit into that?
I've got
Lisa, you adopted that? You have a regular job.
I have a regular job. I've been in it almost 30 years this year. I'll be 30 years at the same job. So, but I've been lucky to know some characters.
Who are some other characters you've known?
Mr. Tucker. I grew up around the corner from him, Elders Tucker, and your father knew him well too.
Mm-hmm.
They had some matchups over the years. Whether it was your father liked to play cards and backgammon, anything that he could get some action at, he was interested in.
Mm-hmm. Right, that's true. Whoops, I didn't mean to go close up here.
That's okay.
Just touch the camera and something happens that I'm not expecting. So did you play some cards, or what did he teach you in cards?
No. I saw your father do some card tricks. I'm sure you saw a lot of that when you were younger.
He loved to make, he'd take a a dime or a dollar and make it 100. We like that one best. That was our favorite trick.
That's financial freedom right there.
That's right.
I know. I wish it were real and not a trick. So.
Let's see. That's about all I got.